Hi, I just wanted to go ahead and shoot this video. This is going to be a really, really amazing video for you because I feel that this is one of the concepts that is missing in a lot of people's fitness life. And so first off, I want to go ahead and congratulate you on just stepping into that leap to go on that reset pound for pound challenge, because I love people that are willing to leap into adventure and do something new that's exciting and scary at the same time, and I can always appreciate it. But before we go into any change, guys, and this is with any change that you might want to make in anything, right? The one thing that you got to ask, or a couple things, is it possible for me? And ask yourself that question right now. Is it possible for me? Right? Another way of saying that is, am I capable? Then another way of asking is, am I worthy of change? And worthiness, that's oftentimes what a lot of people run into when it comes to holding them back. Like they feel bad for wanting something more than maybe the people around them want. And that's not a bad thing. It's just you're allowed to want different things. So am I smart enough? Am I strong enough? Am I good enough? Right? These are all worthiness questions. So am I worthy? And I want to let you know right now, if you're watching this video, I want to let you know you have everything you need available. You are capable. And then if you are watching this video, you're born unique, you're born talented, you're born with something special that I can't even come close to. If you take the time to notice it and extract it and use it for the rest of us to see, you'll be my mentor in something. But for now in fitness, this is where I'm going to be helping you out. Okay? So I'm letting you know. Now let's go ahead. Beyond being capable, beyond being worthy, let's work on earning it now. All right. So earning it is merit-based. You just either got to do it or didn't do it. And that's pretty much where it comes down to, right? So check us out. In anything that we've ever earned, okay, think of something that you're very happy about, that you've been successful in. Think of a project that you were super successful at, where you were very, very proud of yourself, right? There's three things that need to happen for us to earn it, right? Number one is we got to be hungry. We got to be very, very clear on what it is that we want. We've got to want it more than we are afraid of it. Does that make sense? We've got to be willing to step through the fear in order to get the thing we really, really want, right? And in some cases, it's a project, some cases it's school, but we all face that in some way. Then there's also number two, you want to be humble. Now, being humble, that means being open to learn, because sometimes when we have a project, and all of us have probably faced this, even though we have an outcome that we want, it might not have gone our way along the way. And so we might have had to take like plan A, and that didn't work out. Then plan B, that didn't work out. And eventually by plan K, like we finally got what we wanted, right? And we have to be willing to go through that process where we can want the outcome exactly as it is, but how it happens, we've just got to be open to change, and we've got to be open to that, guys. And that requires being humble and not trying to control everything, and admitting that we don't know everything, right? And so we're going to be asking a lot about that, guys. And then the third one is you got to hustle. Like no matter what, guys, whether it's plan A, whether it's going to work or not, you got to at least try it. You got to go with it. And part of being humble and part of being coachable is just, I'm going to ask that when you're hustling, I'm going to ask, okay, and this is to see if you're open or not, do what we ask you to do, regardless if it makes sense to you or not. Okay? And go all the way with it. All right? Now, understand that when we're doing these three H's, so that's hunger, humble, and hustle. Okay. Another way that this is going to go ahead and take up is think about, I'm reminded of a story called The Elephant and the Elephant Rider. Okay. Now, you know those elephants, and there's that little human rider on top. Think of it this way, right? There's the elephant it's our old habits. It's all the things that we know are not good for us that we do anyway. And we're like, oh man, I wish, God, I shouldn't have had that pizza. That always gets me. Oh, it's the weekend. The weekend always gets me, or all this and that. And understand, our elephant is all the things that we do that we know we shouldn't do, or the things that we don't do that we know we should do. So the elephant is all the things that we don't like about ourselves that we tend to go in that direction, okay? That's the elephant. And that elephant was created by the environment that we grew up in, by the people that we've been around, by the words that have been spoken to us, by the things that have basically shaped us into who and what we are. But the great part about that is that can be controlled. It's not going to go on a rampage forever. Worst thing that you can say about yourself is, this is just the way I am. It's a very scary concept. So, because then the elephant is going on a rampage and you'll never be able to control it. But what you also have is something called an elephant rider. There's that little guy on top trying to control this gigantic beast, right? This little guy on top, he's the one putting that elephant in check. He's the one saying, whoa, don't go for that pizza, Ruben. Like, let's go over here towards the broccoli. And then that might work for a little while. But the difference is the elephant rider will go to sleep. The elephant rider will get exhausted. The elephant rider is your willpower. The elephant rider is your discipline. Okay, and here's the great part about it. The elephant rider can get stronger and this is really, really neat. Studies have shown that willpower works in your brain, works exactly like muscle. Meaning if you flex it, if you challenge willpower intentionally, you can actually grow stronger and stronger and more disciplined and more willpower and all that kind of stuff. So people that say, oh, I just don't have willpower, maybe that means you haven't flexed it. Right? Now, here's the funny part. Most adults that I've met have very strong willpower, but they've just never translated it to fitness because think about it. Any adult that has a child, right? They use a ton of willpower in order to wake up that early, in order to not say, oh my God, I quit. Let's just give this kid away. It's like, no, it takes a ton of effort. Any project that you've been successful in, it took a ton of willpower, but you just used it in that area. Maybe you haven't translated it to fitness. And so that's what we're kind of helping you guys do. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's what that means. If you've ever had a stressful time, if you've ever struggled, if you've ever been challenged by and even failed in the past in terms of your fitness life, the fact that you've struggled, the fact that you've had a stressful time, the fact that things haven't gone your way, it actually has made you stronger and you will be more likely to succeed in this 6 weeks than the person that's had the easy time. Just letting you know. And by the way, you'll probably be stronger elsewhere too. So just kind of like give yourself like, damn, I'm pretty darn awesome. All right. And so that's what I mean by, guys, you are capable, you are worthy. If you have the time to really look at yourselves and be like, wow, I'm really awesome. So now looking at this elephant and elephant rider, here's the challenge about the elephant. Little elephant rider's on the elephant. He's going around. It's like, whoa, not that pizza. Go to the broccoli. Ruben, I said broccoli. And then you have to make a decision about like this decision at work, that decision at work. And we've made all these decisions all day. The elephant rider will go to sleep. The challenge is the elephant never goes to sleep, ever. Okay. So here's what that means. Have you ever had wonderful control and you've ever you resisted the thing that you knew wasn't good for you during the day, but then towards the evening, it's like, man, I'm really tired. I've made so many decisions. I had such a long day. I don't want to think about anything. And I just want to grab something convenient. Your elephant rider has gone to sleep and now the elephant is on a rampage. That's why some people, they're fantastic during 5 days a week. They've been flexing their willpower 5 days a week at work, at school, whatever. But on the weekend, they've never had the intention of having any discipline over the weekend. And so they're not trained for it. So their willpower muscle is not ready for it. That's why the weekend screws people up. And so guess what? Here's how that can be different. I'm going to challenge you to flex that willpower muscle, guys. I'm going to challenge you to grow that willpower muscle. And so here's how you can succeed even though you know the elephant rider will go to sleep. Are you interested? Cool. So here's how it's going to look. You want to make sure that you set up an environment that the elephant cannot go on a rampage. If, for me, my elephant says pizza, and if you notice I like pizza, here's how comfort food shows up. This is how pizza showed up for me, right? My family, every Friday night, since I was a very small kid until I left the house, every Friday night, we would go to Blockbuster and we would go to Pizza Hut. We would watch a movie as a family and we would eat pizza every single Friday night. Now, here's what that means. If I'm ever stressed out, or if I ever miss my family, guess what food I'm going to go to? Pizza. That's how comfort food shows up. And that's why I said that elephant is created by our environment, how we grew up in all those experiences, right? They're not good or bad. That's just what it is, right? And the elephant's never going to go away. So if you try to suppress it, you try to kill the elephant, not going to work. He's just going to come back like bigger and stronger. So watch out. So the thing is, is we've got to learn to control that elephant, right? And here's how we do it. We control the environment. I don't have pizza in my house because if I do, guess who's going to be eating lots of pizza every day? This guy, right? And so if your thing is you have like there's these box snacks or something like that you go to every night, or if there's a convenience store that you go to or a convenient fast food place that you go to on the way home from work, don't drive that route. The best way to get rid of the decision, guys, is to remove the decision in the first place, right? And so your challenge for this week is to clean up your environment. Now, here's what that means. It means anything that you know is not good for you in your house or at your desk at work or wherever you go on a regular basis, it's time to remove those from your life starting this week and all the way at least for 6 weeks. Now, some of you might be struggling a little bit with that. That might sound like, oh my God, Ruben, that's crazy. I asked you to be coachable, to take action on the uncomfortable things that don't make sense to you right now. If you feel it's wasteful to throw it away, give it to a homeless person, okay? If you don't feel comfortable doing that, throw it away, because that is probably the reason that you've been spending lots of money on expensive food programs, on expensive diet programs, on expensive workout programs, probably for a very long time. So how much has it actually costed you to keep those in the house? The best way, so the cheaper route is actually to remove them from the house. Got it, guys? If you're worried about wasting money in food. If you're worried about wasting food, give it to someone homeless. If you're worried about wasting money, then you know what? You've been wasting money for a long time anyway. If this is more than your first try. If it's your first try, then trust me, you want to do it. Now, check this out. That's setting up the environment. Now, what else creates your environment is not only your home environment, but also your work environment. Clean that up, right? And then at the same time, you also want to clean up the people in your environment. Here's what I mean by that. The people in your immediate circle that are influencing you to make a decision one way that you know is not good for you. If your willpower muscle is not strong enough yet to decide for yourself on something that's good for you, then you need to remove the decisions that other people are making for you by removing either the people in your life that are making those decisions for 6 weeks, right? Or you can transplant those same friends into a different environment, meaning you can go out with them in a different place. It doesn't have to be a restaurant. It doesn't have to be a bar. You can go someplace different. You can go to a park. You can go whatever excites you, right? That's not food, because if food decisions are terrible with that group, then don't make food decisions with that group until your willpower is strong enough to resist that. Now, the third way that you can help with friends, and this is also part of your challenge, guys, in cleaning up your environment, find 2 allies. All right. On any hero's adventure, guys, there's always allies along the way. Frodo had Gandalf, and there's like a bunch of other heroes that have had help and all that kind of stuff right there. And that's good, right? It's part of your story, all right, in your adventure, right? But the thing is find 2 allies, and find 2 allies, preferably one at work and one at home. Find 2 people that are on your side. They don't have to do what you're doing, but they just have to be on your side and be like your cheerleader. Be the people that say, hey, I believe you can do this. Hey, I know you're strong enough. Hey, I know you're capable. Hey, I know that you can do anything you set your mind to. You want that person. Now, what you also want is to teach them how to support you. Teach them how to support you, because oftentimes the people that I mentioned before that influence us to make not good decisions, they don't know that they're doing that most of the time. And we've worked with a lot of people, we've worked with a lot of students, and most of the time they have no idea. Like, they love you, they care about you, and they have no idea that you're regretting every single time that you hang out with them. That would feel terrible if that were me as a friend, if I were your friend, right? Hopefully I'm your friend. If I was doing something that hurts you, I would feel really bad. And so the best way to find an ally, guys, is to communicate to the people that you speak to on a regular basis and say, hey, I'm trying to do this. It's really hard for me. Just be real. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to drop 10 pounds, 15 pounds. For some of you that are taking baby steps, 5 pounds in the next 6 weeks. And it's really hard for me because I have to confront some habits that are really, really hard. So can you not suggest going to this place at least when I'm around, right there? Because I'm doing my best to resist. Right there, most of the time your friends are going to be like, oh yeah, sure. Or if you get the friend that says, are you sure? Come on, you're fine. It's like, no, you don't understand. Like if I do one cookie, I'm going to eat 10 of them right there. And I will always regret it afterwards. Like I'm going to feel terrible about myself. Like I'm not going to want to look at myself in the mirror. Dude, if you tell your friend that and they still say, oh, come on, then you might want to reconsider the position of friendship. Right? But if you tell your friends how important it is to you, and then you teach them how to help you, it's going to help. Like, for example, right? We have one student, her husband loves pizza, right? He loves her, but he also loves pizza, right? And so he has pizza every night, and she eats that pizza that he brings home, right? Now, the thing is here's how she asked for help, right? She says, hi, honey. Do you like that? Hi, honey. Right there. I really have a goal of dropping 15 pounds this month. And one of the big things is that if I smell the pizza or see the pizza, I'm going to want to take a bite. That's going to turn into a slice. That's going to turn into 3 slices right there. So if you can do me a favor, just for the next month, if you can take that pizza box and you can put it somewhere where I can't see it or I can't smell it, that would really, really help me out. Husband's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, what else can I do? He said, if you see me go in the kitchen after 8 p.m., stop me. I'm not hungry. I'm just bored and I'm looking for something to do. Right? So that's an awareness on her part, right? So it's really, really important to be aware. But I'm just looking for something to do. Just don't let me go in the kitchen after 8 p.m. Sure, you got it. Right? And then you can talk how you can communicate. Hey, honey, come over here with me instead of going over to the kitchen. Hey, honey, like, let's go read a book, or like, you know, whatever it is. Like, you can choose your language. Don't choose the language of, hey, stop it. Like, that's probably not going to be a very supportive, you know, you might get really fit, but the relationship might not work out so well. So, you know, watch out for that. Use good language. But the thing is, guys, is that's going to be helping in cleaning your environment. Find allies, find 2 allies, find 2 people that are on your side that you could recruit, and then teach them how to support you, right? Clean up your environment. Get rid of anything that's in your environment that you feel the elephant might go crazy on. Take a different route from work, all that stuff. And then the next thing, guys, is that's pretty ambitious. Now, those of you guys that want to take baby steps, if you only want to drop about 5 to 10 pounds, here's how we're going to make it very simple. Choose one habit that you already know is good for you and make a commitment, not that would be nice, but a commitment to do that. You can do other things too, but make sure at least that gets done. And that's choose one. Now lose one. Lose one thing that you're currently doing you know is not good for you and get rid of that, right? And make a commitment to at least do those things. At least those. You can do more, but at least those, commit to it. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to seeing you succeed along the 6 weeks. I'm very, very excited for you guys. We will be helping you along this entire process. Let us know exactly what it is that you chose, what you chose to drop as well. And also let us know how, if you need help in approaching different allies and what you said, what you did, because we love the stories of you succeeding and going on that adventure, guys. Other than that, I'm looking forward to your success. Take care.